Hi, I'm Sara, and I live in Santa Ynez, California. I think every single kid's tank and every single person I work with, every single person on the planet needs to feel loved. It starts and ends there. My work is about helping people discover the truth of who they are from the inside out. I say I'm a soul coach. I am a healer and a spiritual teacher. My work is really about helping people connect to the light that's inside themselves, their best self, and understanding how to manage their energy so that they can be their best selves. I started my official training, I'm going to say, about 10 years ago. And prior to that, I was a very corporate person. I worked in New York City and LA and advertising and marketing jobs. And realized that I was so incredibly unhappy and off path and felt like something was wrong. I made great money and I was having a wonderful time, and it's advertising and sexy, and it was awesome. And yet inside something was missing, and I kept trying to go through. You know, I would rise up the ranks and make more money and get bigger titles and more responsibility, and I got more and more miserable. And yeah, at one point, by the time my husband and I moved to LA, so then it was the next biggest market, doing the advertising jobs and big clients and all of that, and met amazing people, but inside I was just feeling like I was lost, and kind of putting on a charade for everybody about, you know, this is how Sara's supposed to look and act and be, and I knew that was suffocating me. And a chance, my husband was awesome and basically said, figure out what you want to do, what's it going to take to make you happy. And I was pregnant with my second daughter, and I realized that I wasn't getting to parent. You know, we have the ability, every one of us, to be a healer in our own lives. I want to be here if I'm not doing my work, if I'm not living on purpose. It's so important. I was fortunate enough to have a lot of, I'm going to say, earth angels poking at me and saying, you're doing the wrong thing, you're in the wrong field, don't you get? You're supposed to be over here doing this work. I had a real huge event that happened to me, actually, a couple of things. I was at a Tony Robbins event. They were doing a sacred healing, and there was a woman from India that was doing this blessing. Something inside me said, get up, move to the aisle. I got up and I went and I sat on the end of the aisle. And I don't really know how to explain to you what happened, but she laid her hands on me, and in that moment, I started having this massive vision. I was literally sitting there, similar to I am right now, and there were people at my feet, and I heard this voice saying, you know, Sara, you're a healer, please come back. And when it ended, it was like everything changed. It was like a turning point. It was this moment of more truth than I'd ever experienced in my entire life, up to that point. I'm really aware that there is a spiritual power that is so much bigger than us, that is so protecting us and connected to us, and that allows us from that energy, that space, when we're connected, to be brilliant. And I was asked to do this. I'm not just teaching my clients to use these tools, but I'm teaching my own children to be who they really are here to be. And I'm teaching my friends to be who they really are here to be. I'm teaching the world who they're really here to be. And that makes all the difference. I do a lot of healing work with people and spiritual teaching, and I always give them what we call plurk, which is play work, so that they have their own assignments that they work on after they've seen me and we've done the work. And they would always say, oh, I love those tools, or somebody would email me and go, do you have a tool that I could do this with, or that'll help me with this? And I started realizing that for me, I choose to teach people how to heal themselves, how to empower their lives versus people paying to come and sit at my feet and teach them. I'm all about like lighting a candle to light many more, because if I'm able to inspire you and others to do your work and do what it takes for you to heal your life, then I get blessed because I get to live in a world that's full of beautiful, luminous people. I just wrote my first book. And so my book is a book about tools. It's a journey, it's a self-development, transformational journey book, guide, that is 22 very simple tools to play with and help change your reality in terms of how you experience things. Everyone is energy, and your feelings are just an experience of what energy you're holding. And so if I'm able to teach people how to notice their feelings, how they're feeling, and recognize that they can shift how they're feeling by shifting their energy, then they have a better outcome, and they have a much more beautiful experience of their world and life, and they feel better, and there's more joy, and there's more love. It's about getting rid of all the negative things that drag us down and get in the way of us being the light that we're all here to be. So that's what the book's about. I've been called to create tools that are simple and almost elementary. I mean, some people may laugh and think they're silly, but I think they're powerful. And it's the fact that they are so simple that makes it so easy for anybody to use anytime, anywhere. And my daughter was on a trip with a friend. It was her first time going away, I think for spring break or something like that. And she was so nervous. And I said, you know, okay, first of all, you're getting to the age where you're going to be going away to college, so I need to know that you can actually go away from home and be comfortable. And so I reminded her of a tool that I call Wag Your Tail. And it's really about that, you know, we have the ability to just stand up, and if we like literally shake our tail, like shake, I always go like shake, shake, shake it like you mean it. And you just really move, you know, your hiney. Just get out there and shake it up. It's crazy what happens, and then you stand up and you're like, all of a sudden you have this rush of energy and you can't help but feel good again. Like when my kids were studying when they were younger, and they'd be complaining about their homework, and oh my God, and they're whining. And in those days I would go, okay, get up, let's dance. And, you know, watching them dance, and if they were barely moving like this, that doesn't work. And it's like, no, let's really shake. Come on, let's really shake. And you just, you know, get them wagging, like wag, 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 wag like you mean it, wag, you know. And then I'm like, okay, you're good. And, you know, frequently they didn't want me to win, so they'd try to like not smile, but you'd see their energy change, and they're like smirking. It makes you feel good. Every morning I get up and I say, I prioritize that I want them to feel loved no matter what. And so I want to make sure that despite what our culture's doing, which I think is like separating the kids from adults, like peers are raising the kids and parents get together and they have their parties and the kids are separate, and then they come home to empty homes, and there's so much lack of kind of adults being there to give them guidance. I really choose to, as much as my girls will allow me, I choose to be there for them no matter what. And sometimes that's in silence, and just what I say is like sending them love. So my kids get like sent a lot of love and surrounded in love every day before they leave, and when they're at school, and when they're, my oldest driving, going somewhere in the evening, surrounding her in love. Yeah. It's really important to me. I prioritize that my girls get to be authentically who they are. No kid is exactly like another kid, and I learned a long time ago that you can't parent them the same. My children, who they are in the Enneagram, and so so that they really know not only what their gifts are and how they show up as special in their light, but also what their things are that are going to constantly trip them. My oldest is being over dramatic or whatever. I can say, is it possible that you're putting gas on fire? And that so she can stop and pause, and now she's gotten to the point where she does pause and thinks about it and go, you know, Mom, you're probably right. My other one would be considered an introvert, but she loves to sit and read, and it's to get that she gets filled up with her time alone, and that I don't need to force her to hang out with other kids. She's perfectly yummy and awesome without having to socialize, and socializing too much wears her down. So it's understanding that their personalities are unique, and I'm going to support them in the way they're wired to be supported. And I just think, I know that the world needs all of us who are capable of contributing in a bigger way to change the old paradigms, to tell kids that are coming into this world who are beautiful and brilliant and have so much vision. We have to support them. We have to give them the foundation to be the brilliant leaders that we need to change everything that we've messed up. You know, there's so much that we experience that's messed up, and we can focus on that and create more of it, or we can focus on all these beautiful people that are showing up with a vision of helping our world be so much of a better place. And it's so beautiful when you see these kids that are creative and compassionate and feel so deeply. And I really want to make sure that they're not clicked off, like that's not stifled, that's not suppressed, that's not anything other than encouraged and supported and nourished, so that they can grow into the most amazing, brilliant people that they can be.